Congressman Jim Jordan joins us early on this Monday morning. Jim, good morning to you.
Good to be with you guys.
Well, you know, coming up 2 weeks and 1 day from today, people have a choice. Do you like the way things are going? It's like that old Ronald Reagan saying, are you better off today than you were, in this case, 2 years ago? I'd like to see the hands of people who say, yeah, I'm in great shape today.
No, everyone understands what's happened, Steve. We went from, I always say this election is about 4 issues plus freedom. We went from a secure border to no border. We went from safe streets to record crime. We went from $2 gas to $5 gas. And we went from stable prices to record inflation. And then in addition to doing that to families in our communities and to our country, the Democrats have assaulted our liberties, too, and they've weaponized government to come after you, your First Amendment rights, your Second Amendment rights, and their political opposition. So that's what this election's about. And you can feel the momentum moving in our direction. I mean, I was in 4 states last week, been all over our district, all over the state of Ohio. You can feel it changing because people get it. They know the Democrats are responsible for this mess, and they're going to vote for Republicans. And I think it could be a big night for us on November 8th.
What are you hearing in Ohio? Because we'll go to Virginia, and the #1 issue for most of them was schools, at least at one point. What are the #1 issues that you're hearing from voters? Is it inflation in the economy?
Yeah, and crime as well. People are nervous about it. Moms and dads are nervous about, what's happening in their communities. But it's also just the cost of everything, to fill up your tank, to pay for groceries, to make the house payment, to buy a car, all those things that every family has to deal with. And to Bernie Sanders, by the way, we have record inflation because Democrats spent like crazy. They paid people not to work, and they drove up the cost of energy. It doesn't take a genius to figure out what the solution is. Quit spending like crazy, have welfare reform, work requirements, and actually have a common sense energy policy, a good energy policy like we had just 2 years ago under President Trump. So that's what Republicans will focus on. That's what we'll try to pass. Now, Joe Biden's probably wouldn't be willing to sign that because the hard left controls his party and won't let him. But that's the answer. And anyone with common sense understands that's the answer. But Democrats, because they're so radical, will not go there.
Been seeing Congressman Jordan. You see Tim Ryan. You can't find the word Democrat in any of his ads or memorabilia or signs. He does not be a Democrat. He's saying a moderate. Senator Warnock has ads running saying, hey, I work with Ted Cruz and I worked with Marco Rubio. Look at me. It's as if Democrats are saying the worst thing to be is a Democrat.
Yeah, Tim Ryan spent the entire summer campaigning as a Trump Republican. You know it's a good year for us, Brian, when Joe Biden has to go to Oregon to help the governor's candidate out there in Oregon. I mean, we haven't won the governor's race in Oregon, I think, in 40 years. So that's what the American people, they understand this. They understand how bad Democrats have made it. The momentum is moving big in our direction. I think we actually win every single swing state Senate race. I think we're going to win in Georgia. I think Ted Budd's going to win in North Carolina. I think Dr. Oz is going to win in Pennsylvania. J.D. Vance is definitely going to win in Ohio. Ron Johnson's going to win in Wisconsin. Laxalt's going to win in Nevada. And I think Blake Masters is going to come back and win in Arizona. I think we win all those, not to mention the good things that I think are going to happen in the House races.
What about New Hampshire?
I think we got a chance there, too.
Yeah.
I think we got a chance there, too.
Congressman, when you think about it, they've had both houses of Congress for the last 2 years. In the last year and a half or so, they spent, how many? $2 trillion on the American Rescue Plan, which was going to make sure that they automatically get reelected.
Right.
And then, of course, Joe Biden, by executive fiat, signed that thing to forgive all that student loan. That cost $1 trillion, too. So they spent $3 trillion making sure that they got reelected. And now here we are on the verge of, essentially, you're saying, a red tsunami. It looks like it backfired.
Well, yeah. I mean, you call the Inflation Reduction Act. Where's the reduction in inflation, for goodness sake? Anyone with common sense, which the American people have, understood that was just going to exacerbate the already 41-year high inflation rate. So, of course, but this is Democrats. All they know how to do is to attack your freedoms and spend more of your money. Such a deal for the taxpayers. And the taxpayers and American families are going to say, no, we have had it with this. We're going to go vote for Republicans. We're going to give them a chance. And then, frankly, if we win, we had better have the toughness and the courage to do what we said we do and fight these guys, and also do the investigations that need to be done so we can begin to hold people accountable.
Thank you so much, Congressman, for joining us.
You bet. Thank you.